Okay, recording this video after close of trade Monday, 7th of April 2014. Hope you had a great day's trading today. Recording this a little bit late. It is 4:39 p.m. Chicago time. I've got to get this thing out and done by at least 5 p.m. So let's see if I can rip through it. Continuation down day, 1.9 million contracts traded, and we just kind of kept on going down. I was thinking maybe we'd have a little bit of a bounce first thing in the morning. I'm looking at the 45-minute chart as kind of a critical kind of point, but no, the bounce failed. We kind of kept on breaking down to the lows of the day and then kept on going. So a nice little kind of continuation day there. Before getting to the rest of the mini charts though, let me just roll through the currencies, because I've been bearish on US dollar index, and this is what happened over the last several days. So the pullback level came in. I said we're in a downtrend. I've shown you commitment of traders numbers where the professionals are supporting a continuation of the move on the way down. We've had exhaustion, bearish divergence, and flush up here. We bounced off this kind of 79.5 level, which has been a key level for a long time, and but we're in a downtrend because we've broken below cyclical support on the daily chart. So all we did, we came back, support becomes resistance. At this point we kind of bounce off it, pullback level kind of comes in, bang, we're heading down. So that little blue professional bar a couple of days ago on the Thursday is professionals getting short on that little retrace, and because we're heading to the low of that. I know Friday looked like a little bit of a fake out kind of move. No, kind of back down below the pullback level. This is kind of coming down, so I think the dollar index is going down, which is kind of interesting. So flip side of that is all the other kind of major currencies are starting to advance. We've got British pound holding its support, kind of coming back. I know on the daily chart we put in these kind of exhaustion patterns, and that's why we've rolled around, but not on the weekly chart. So the the major trend is still kind of going up. It's an amateur up bar kind of at the moment, so a little bit weak. There might be some data coming out of Europe in the next day or two that'll kind of be the reason why it's kind of smallish today, and could get bigger later in the week. But I don't know what the data coming out of the ECB or the Euro countries are at the moment. Japanese yen, so nicely. I thought we would bounce. I thought from here we'd break to new highs, kind of continue on off that Rambo pattern. And no, we had to kind of come back down for another leg down, testing back down into this. So we've put in pullback to end of trend, kind of overshot it, and now this is second cyclical turn after end of trend. It's holding. We bounce kind of nicely. Again, this is this whole carry trade unwind. So if the equities markets, really the risky markets, start to kind of sell off, we'll have repatriation of funds back into carry trades, which is Japanese yen and to some extent USD. But anyway, so this is bouncing back off nicely on Japanese yen. Euro, same thing. So we're in an uptrend on the Euro chart. We got all these exhaustion, bullish divergence, flush things holding us down here, and we broke to tried to get up to 140. Pullback levels kind of come in with a blue professional down bar, and again we had a little bit of an overshoot here at the pullback level, and we've come back up above the high of that. Again, similar to the British pound, it's an amateur up bar at the moment, so a little bit weak. There could be some data that we're waiting for, but still think this is an uptrend here. So dollar index is weakening. That's the point here. So people aren't particularly keen on equities right now. So look at the long-term kind of trend line charts. This is the daily chart, the E-mini, and this is where we had a false breakout above this channel. It looks like a really kind of tight channel. That's actually a falling trend line. This is a rising trend line. We have a false breakout. We break back into it, into congestion zone. So white bars are in congestion, and we break out of congestion into strong trend moves. This one has been a failed upside trend break, and so we've closed back within congestion. We're within congestion again with today's activity, and we're sitting waiting to break through the lows of that. But before we do that, I think we're going to have a bounce tomorrow, and here's why. So I'll show you the minute charts and then the high time frame tip bar charts first of all. So the 45-minute chart, this is the one I was saying, it's like let's wait and see once we get the support coming on 45-minute, and it kind of bounces back. Well, today the 45-minute chart support didn't come into the way at the end of the day. It didn't. I thought it might be kind of early on in the morning, but no, we were weak and we kept on kind of going down. So that's kind of support levels come in. Let's see if we get a bounce back tomorrow. We've got cyclical support in due on the 135-minute chart. So these two together could cause us to have a little bit of a bounce back up tomorrow morning. And then, when that cyclical resistance on the 45-minute chart kind of comes in, that's kind of absolutely key. We're still playing down resistance to support on the daily chart. So still the overall kind of bigger trend is down until that resistance to support kind of gets played out. But just watch out, we could have a little bit of a bounce back tomorrow morning and then kind of come back down. The other kind of evidence for that is if you look at the high time frame tip bar chart. So starting at the highest, 40,500 I use, then 13,500 and 4,500. Remember, there's a factor of 3 again. You multiply this by 3, you get 13,500. By 3, you get 40,500. Same kind of setup as my day trading charts. Now, here we're going pullback to dirty end of trend, support level printed at the end of the day here. So on this time frame, we've got a left shoulder being made here. So we've got exhaustion patterns below, bunch of blue professional bars kind of come in here in the mid-30s. What I think we're going to get is a bounce back up on the 13,500 till we get cyclical resistance coming on this chart, and then we'll have a pullback to end of trend on this time frame that'll signal the head of the move, and then we'll kind of have to see where it goes from there. But this is the first one that's just kind of played out. We're bit exhausted at the moment in terms of selling volume, because in the latter half of today we really had kind of big volume on a small time frame. You'd call it kind of capitulation type volume, and that's why the pullback to end of trends come in with flush patterns kind of going on here. Blue professional bars at the lows, they're picking it up there and so on. A little bit of short covering rally with a Rambo to Rambo pattern here. The amateurs trying to get short late in the day, way too late. What are you doing? The professionals kind of pick it up as soon as we rally back. All their trailing stops are hit, so the amateurs that were going short here have to get out of their position, reverse, and then they're thinking, oh wow, the trend's changed. They may be going long here, or at least been shaken out of their shorts, and then we're kind of back down again. So on this time frame, we've got some good things kind of going on in order to bottom this thing out. And so that's why I think we're going to get a little bit of a bounce first thing, or sometime tomorrow morning, and we'll just see where it kind of goes from there. But obviously, because we're sitting on this critical kind of trend line, bottom of this channel, it was a false breakout this way, so we're going the other way. We're going to break through this bottom of this channel, convinced of that. It's just it's going to be a little bit confused at this time point, because I think we'll kind of rally back into that channel and then have another go at it, see where the professionals kind of step in and take it down. So it was a beauty of a day trading day. It was fast and smooth, nice activity. We had a beautiful one shot, one kill kind of short trade straight off the get-go. Always look for, this is the open of the day on the 1500 tip bar chart. I've compressed these bars up quite a long way, but always look for continuation after a trending day on the Friday, and look for an exhaustion pattern, at which point we'll have a little bit of a bounce back. So that's the exhaustion at the beginning of the day. So I had a nice short trade, short 53.75 out at 49.75 just before. It ran a little bit more than that, but I was quite happy to be out at that point, because then the strength of this short covering rally was big. I got long 49.75 and just took out 2 points on the way back, but it surprised me how far it actually kind of traveled back. And then what a beauty of a little signal, pull back to end of trend here, kind of signaling in here on the 1500 tip bar chart, and bang, we take off to the downside. Didn't catch any of that. I was actually going long at 55, got taken out on a stop at 51, so I'm kind of kicking myself, thinking I had a nice little one shot, one kill, followed up with a 2-pointer, and then lost my 4 points on the taken out on my stop. But if you're taken out on a stop, it means you got the trend direction wrong. So took another short at 50, took out 2.5 there, went long 48.25, took out 2 there, and then there was a nice setup for this short. So this was an interesting point. The market had sold off here. We'd had this really strong bounce, and we come back and made another pullback to end of trend sequence in here at the same levels. Okay, we've had flush patterns going on, bullish divergence patterns here kind of going on, and so the question is this going to hold? Are the bulls going to hold it at this point, and we're going to rally back, and it's going to be a reversal day, and it's going to be kind of rally back quite hard? No, did not want to rally back. I think this little gathering pattern was kind of key. Kind of initially broke back above it, but then when we broke through it, through that support, the low for the day, they tried to hold it at that point there, but then as soon as we kind of broke through, we broke through into some more kind of pain to the downside, kind of down here. that ended with a whole bunch of blue professional bars. So that was actually a little gathering pattern. I notice these mostly when they're breaking to the upside, but they do happen on the downside. A little bit of a false breakout, but then as we're coming through here, bang, getting this move going on the downside. So it was a nice day. Didn't trade it obviously to the end of the day. It was done after about an hour and a half or so, but it was smooth. It was good kind of trading. So I'll try and get this video out really quickly. It's coming up to 4:50 p.m. so fingers crossed I can get it out. But yeah, look for a little bit of a bounce tomorrow. Hope your trading is going well. And sorry, I'm speaking at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say.